go for that split push and whatnot. You still have a lot of damage up in that top lane, but maybe not quite as much of a ridiculous counter matchup in the top side that Camille would have been. beishang going to go with this Trundle, which has been a very standard jungle pick, especially against the Graves.
And against the composition that eStar have. Because when you look at how eStar want to play, it's often a side lane with CJJ, with Fenfen as well, or even going towards a 1-4 with Fenfen playing that side lane. And then you're going to try and have Fenfen start these fights off, pick off one person with ShiauC, CC, and that gold card. But at least when you look at beishang, he can do a really good job with these Trundle pillars of slowing that engage or denying that follow-up from ShiauC as well by plunking that pillar in front of the hook from ShiauC. So I like that they're going towards the Trundle here. Plus, they pair super well with the likes of this Ashe in just setting up these continuous slows and just annoyances from eStar.
That's going to be the question, is if they can get that setup, but certainly a lot of setup available for eStar as well. They have that Twisted Fate, they have a Nautilus that can pull people in and make these plays kick off. And I feel like there's a good amount of pressure here on ShiauC to be able to find those engages, to be able to be the one to find a hook, but also on missing on this Bard, to be able to use that Tempered Fate correctly and deny some of these engages.
And even set up for WE's own engages, right? Because when you're looking at the composition that eStar have right now, it can play very easily at range. It's not like you're ever going to be forced to engage, so it's going to be on missing to make sure that, look, you get these Temper Fates onto the likes of Wei, CJJ, Rat as well, and allowing the time for Morgan and Teacherma to get into position, close that distance, and get that follow-up CC right as eStar become, well, ungoal.
It's time to find out if they're going to be able to pull it off here as we jump into our second series of the day. WE against eStar. And I want to quickly start a conversation here, Dagda, about the way these two teams play, because obviously compositions are one thing, but stylistically, the way we've seen both WE and eStar play is very, very similar. WE have been playing this style since the beginning of the year, whereas eStar, I feel like they've kind of evolved into following in WE's footsteps.
Very certainly so. I mean, look, you can see it with the champions that are picked right now. He said, what are the big champions here for WE? Well, Graves for Wei, actually. Yeah, that's a really strong one. The Twisted Face there for Teacherma too. Well, we've already got them nicked away. But the way eStar have been playing is Wei trying to get these early advantages, with eStar trying to facilitate them. Both ShiauC and Fenfen will group with Wei to try and double down on that endeavor. But it does mean that we're seeing pretty much what WE go for too, because that's the style that beishang likes to play, where he goes aggressive, invades in towards the enemy jungle, having Teacherma follow suit with missing at a moment's notice. So we'll have to see who can now play that style better, and if eStar can match WE in their own game.
That's going to be the real question to me as well. And when we look towards this bottom lane, I'm nervous for Rat. The fact that beishang was calling him out specifically in an interview makes me think that beishang has a bit of a target over Rat's head. On this Jhin, you're going to struggle a little bit in the early game. We're going to take a look at ShiauC's runes here, which look relatively standard to me. I don't know what you usually go secondary.
It's actually the Triumph is surprising. Like the presence of mind and also the tenacity. So usually when you play Nautilus support, you're actually going Inspiration because you want to get access to that minion dematerializer. And I'm just holding my breath here. ShiauC playing kind of pretty close to missing here. But yeah, it's usually the Inspiration tree we go second. So a bit of an adaptation here from ShiauC. Level 2 gets hit. At
the same time for both teams, though, so damage will be traded back here by Jiumeng. In fact, it was only missing they got level 2 on the side of WE, but that's not going to stop Jiumeng from layering these auto attacks out. Will now finally hit level 2 himself. So actually a very, very nice trade from the side of WE, and beishang is already moving down, Dagda.
Right on cue, and eStar are so far overextended without being able to get the bounce back. beishang's here.
Is not looking good. Flash is still available, obviously, for eStar. Rat going to be the first one to use that, but he's going to be chased down, slowed down as well. Gets underneath the tower, but ShiauC might not be so lucky. One more volley would do the trick, but it's on cooldown. It cost them 3 summoners, but they got out of the play.
This is where Wei can look to counteract, though, because he's a lot healthier and might have found beishang.
beishang knows what's up, though. He's going to be able to get away with his life at very least and spot out Wei, who did move towards his bottom side, but now that he's been spotted, won't be able to get all or too much done.
I'm surprised we don't... Well, maybe he's going to go through the top side, but Wei should be invading beishang's jungle right now. You know he's low. He's burnt his flash. You can go super aggressive here, steal away a bunch of camps, and make this a living hell for Trundle, where he'll fall so far behind in levels that Wei can just double down on these invades.
Wei just going to go for this topside Scuttle Crab. We'll see if he goes to try and grab either the Krugs or the chickens or something. But in fact, beishang has moved over there himself. beishang now back to full HP because he managed to get himself the bottom Scuttle, potentially some honey fruit as well. Wei will move in, but the big chicken is smited. And he's going to get just about all of the little chickens as well. Now Wei going to force this 1v1 between the junglers right here. Pillar comes on through as Teacherma trying to answer the play as well. I don't think WE can fight this one. And every single time this graphic comes up, we have immediate amounts of action to follow. So I want to quickly mention how if WE beats eStar here, and if top beats RNG later today, then both WE and LGD will be locked in for playoffs.
Well, I definitely think that WE will be looking to make that happen. I'm hovering here because I'm waiting to see what this action's going to be.
This is the thing about these two teams as well. They love to fight in the early game. They love to force their advantages, especially around Dragon, which is going to be spawning in 20 seconds here, Dagda. With a very nice trade against CJJ there.
True, but CJJ has already done a good job of doing what Jayce wants to do in this lane. Pushing aggressively, start whittling away at this turret, and you can even see that CS lead that's opened up. Now, Morgan will have about 10 CS that he can add after the stack in that top lane, but that's still a pretty sizable CS lead for the Jayce.
beishang's going to be a little careful here. Fenfen looking for a gold card, but beishang just got inside the brush in time to dodge away from the stun there. And he's going to be able to get away. Just grabbed himself 3 little chickens. Well, Morgan once again going to be trading in the top side. He's doing a good job of getting in and out, just getting a bit of burst off. Obviously, CJJ wins the trade on the way out because he's ranged, though.
The thing is, though, with no junglers on this top side, it's not like either's going to get punished, so Morgan can pretty easily clear out this wave and then come back in towards his top lane. I imagine he's going to back now, use that TP if he really wants to. We'll have to see if CJJ decides to match. And yeah, honestly, like this early game kind of going this smoothly with beishang not falling too far behind Wei after that gank bot side. Morgan is hurting a little bit in that top side, but at least the way that WE want to play is, well, once they hit this level 6, trying to get enabled that way, is at least staying on foot for the moment.
Dragon's going to be started here by eStar. beishang knows what's going on, and Morgan has teleport available. Jiumeng pulled in, though, by ShiauC. The CC chain is very real, but so is the magical journey. Jiumeng gets out with his life, and he's got a hot cup of cocoa as ShiauC takes a hammer in. CJJ wants to finish his kill onto the enemy AD carry, but he won't be able to close the gap. Or will he? Heal comes out. CJJ still finishes it off. First blood here for eStar. And now the turnaround comes on through. ShiauC still only level 3 against the 6 of Teacherma, who's looking to tear them apart. CJJ goes down as well. It's WE winning out of 4 versus 5. But beishang ignited will get followed by the auto here. WE 2 for 2.
2 for 2, and eStar can keep pushing though. They can look to get a little bit more aggressive here or even turn towards this dragon if they really want to. Wei is low though, and with WE respawning, may not be the best idea to try and force the issue.
Yeah, also, Morgan just hit level 6 during that fight. He now has Dominus. I don't know if you want to fight in a dragon pit against that Renekton right now.
But look at how this wave, or at least this all kicked off, because with the waves positioned as they are, WE actually kind of end up winning out. That wave in the top lane was shoving in, you've lost a bunch of CS to that turret of CJJ, and now they are able to answer 1 for 1 on the bottom side of the map. It was super messy to start things off though, as Jiumeng getting caught out means that he's pretty much a non-factor here until he ends up giving the kill over to CJJ. But the rest of WE, while CJJ and Rat are distracted here, are getting poked down, are able to collapse onto ShiauC, who's still only level 3, so he goes down super easily to Teacherma and hit that level 6.
Really nicely done here from WE to answer, and they nearly got away with it as well. The magical journey almost enough, but that last auto following through.
And you even see the little cup of hot chocolate left at the end of the magical journey. Just come on, get to the end, you can survive.
I feel like Jiumeng should have survived that as well. Like, Jiumeng did not need to walk up into auto attack range of CJJ. Clearly, he was trying to set it up so Morgan could get this stun as CJJ comes in, but it didn't happen. And there was a cup of cocoa there for him. He could have just healed up. Now ShiauC not going to be stunned. I don't know how bard works, man. Like, some of these stuns that do hit, some of them that don't hit.
Honestly, for WE's sake, I'm kind of glad it didn't, because but look at the items that are picked up by the 2 AD carries. Rat is definitely stronger than Ashe at the moment, and if that had hit, you might have baited Jiumeng in, and a lot of damage can come out very quickly from this Jhin with this BF sword.
Fenfen has Destiny available. The ward goes over, but it's going to be cleared. Wei has been found at the Rift Herald here, and he cannot 1v1 Morgan right now. Or can he, actually? He's going to be chased on in as Teacherma comes out with the Destiny first, but they've come right into the hands of the Croc. CJJ now looking to react to the play. This is 2v3 with CJJ entering the play as well. beishang still on the bottom side of the map, remember. WE just looking to stop the Herald play.
They get the kill, they stop the Herald play, they get the Dragon. That is like a plethora of wings for WE on that play. So fantastic for WE fans as eStars aren't actually able to try and finish that Rift and get some of this gold in their corner.
Beautifully done here by WE so far. In terms of gold, still going to be just about even as turret plate goes down to the bottom side. Jiumeng going to face tank that one. ShiauC pulled out of the play, but he's got Aftershock, so he's damn tanky. Jiumeng jumps out through the magical journey, but Fenfen is here to punish the aggression. Rat with the flash to get that kill. Missing just about gets away.
We just said it. Rat has that BF sword. He is stronger, but top lane, there's a brawl, and Morgan may not win it.
Yeah, everything on cooldown for CJJ though, so he can't continue this skirmish at least for now. Morgan will be able to just force the wave under and get out of dodge.
Trying to back now, but could get an accelerated shock blast over the wall from CJJ.
Morgan does have that red buff though, so he's going to have a lot of regen. Also with the ninja tabbies, he can survive these fights a little bit better. He thinks CJJ has recalled, I think.
This is a really late recall from CJJ though. He needs to stick around now because Morgan can shove in this wave and force all these minions to be lost. CJJ doesn't have his teleport at the moment.
Just look at Morgan's health. He was on like 200 health a moment ago. With the red buff and with his Golden Meek, he's able to basically fully heal up. Now he can move over to play first as ShiauC tanking up everybody, gets a knock up onto Missing here, but it's answered in kind as ShiauC's forced out of the play. WE still stacking as 5. Fenfen looking for a gold card. There's a curtain call, and WE are out of there. The team-wide vanish over the wall.
Just about though, actually. Wei might be looking for a few. Oh, there you go.
That was nice from Wei. And the Herald in the end is picked up by eStar. It goes into the hands of Fenfen.
WE getting a bit ahead of themselves here, where trying to force these plays at the Rift Herald.
It did look cool though. It looked rehearsed. It looked like it was a choreographed escape, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to escape though, right? You get the kill going over. They get the Rift Herald on eStar side as well. Get some turret plates in this mid lane too. Like, eStar, they're the ones that want to start getting control of this game so they can play through side lanes with both Jayce and this Twisted Fate, and plays like this are going to give them gold leads that make it easier to go for that. Rat here with a great ultimate as well, just pops down everyone so low. Oh, that was actually a nice heal coming through to keep Teacherma alive, but blast from the past, missing over the wall. We'll manage to finish off missing.
Right on the very edge of range as well. That was so close to missing out there, but importantly, Rat 2-0-2 right now. You already mentioned the BF sword that he grabbed for himself. He's going to be heading straight on towards either the Storm Razor, maybe the IE. We'll see which kind of route he wants to go with there on the Jhin. But he's going to get very, very scary towards the mid-game. And beishang has not been focusing on this bot side like he promised.
beishang hasn't really been focusing anywhere, and it's been a bit unfortunate because we got at least a little bit of attention towards bot side, but when you're in a Trundle versus Graves matchup, the second you show anywhere, your entire jungle on the opposite side of the map is going to be gone. So in order for beishang to stay relevant in terms of how quickly he can clear and his health, his level relevant to Wei, he needs to kind of stick and keep farming, and as a result, hasn't had the impact that we expected from beishang.
He's been relatively quiet. When you think of beishang, this Trundle doesn't really fit his style super well. He can play things like the Trundle, but the exceptional games from beishang is when he's on a carry, when he's on things like the Graves. His Lee Sin as well, been looking amazing recently, as well as his Volibear.
Even the pocket pick Echo that he has, he's always looked really, really strong on. But this Trundle, it's still a solid pick in the jungle at the moment. It's just not quite the style we usually expect, as he said, from beishang.
One thing I do want to mention is this is a new pick from Teacherma in the mid lane. The Sylas is not something we're used to seeing. For anyone that doesn't know, Teacherma is notorious for his small champion pool in that mid lane. Not just a small champion pool either, but a weird champion pool. And now bringing out the Sylas pick is a new pick for him. 1-0-2 right now, even in CS. This is looking good.
it's at least looking like it's able to have an impact. We've seen him, okay, he's holding hands with Fenfen in a lot of these plays and has been able to set up some nice picks. The issue though is that as we start to go on with the build that he's gone for, that we talked about in Champ Select, he's going to start to fall off in relevancy. He's not like he's snowballed out of control. And when eStar have got control of the map, they're the ones keeping pressure. You can have Fenfen playing up side lane, you can have CJJ with either the option of playing through side lane or grouping with the team, and just looking to find these pick opportunities that WE with the style of competition they have can't quite match.
So at what point are we looking towards there for Teacherma to just fall off completely? Because we've got a Dragon coming up now, he's certainly not fallen off yet. eStar going to be stacking up. Morgan has teleport. We'll come back to the Teacherma conversation, Dagda, because we've got a fight on our hands.
Hook goes wide from ShiauC. beishang looking to get in over the wall, though.
Certainly would love to. And you can see Morgan just waiting in the brush in top lane, ready for the TP straight on ShiauC to start this fight off. But he's tanky with that aftershock. Gets out with his life for now. Fenfen, the next target. Great pillar to force another flash. And very nice little binding to follow it up as well. This is going to be Dragon taken by WE. This is their second of the game.
And that's the difference here for WE versus eStar. eStar, as we said, want to be finding numbers advantages, making picks before these Dragons start off with Fenfen or CJJ. If we end up in a full 5v5, it's going to be WE favored with this nice front line between Morgan, beishang, even Teacherma, and we see how good Missing looks on this Bard, stopping multiple members from eStars and even be able to respond with damage.
Yeah, really nicely done. And let's bear in mind, eStar is still 2,000 gold ahead. That was a fight WE won while 2,000 gold down, and they won it comfortably. Teacherma currently has stolen the Destiny, so keep your eyes on this mid laner, because he could try and make a play somewhere.
There is always the opportunity to just head back towards that bottom side of the map and try and make something work with Jiumeng when he does have that enchanted crystal arrow available, same with Missing when he has the tempered fate. The biggest problem though is that like how low that mid lane structure is. If Teacherma does go to leave lane, it's going to fall, or eStar can just brute force.
It might just fall anyway, honestly. They're going to be able to just walk in with ShiauC and Wei supporting them. So Teacherma might even have to just use his Destiny to get back to lane.
And now Fenfen has a lot more options when he wants to roll. He can push in super aggressively here. He can shove that wave in towards the tier 2 and then move into darkness, start leaning towards both top and bottom and look to make these plays work if he wants to. At the moment though, as we are getting to that 16-minute mark, we're kind of getting past the laning phase, so Fenfen is going to head down towards this bottom side instead, look to chip away at these side lane structures.
Yep, the split push Twisted Fate starts to begin. We talked about this right during Champion Select. CJJ on the Jayce wants to be off in the side lane, as does Fenfen. You'll see Rat move towards the mid lane. And this kind of 1-3-1 style will begin. Missing moving into the bottom lane though, because WE, they're not ready to commit to that just yet. Jiumeng's still going to be sticking around on this bottom side.
What I want to see eStar do here is leave Fenfen in this bottom lane, forego the Rift Tower that's about to spawn, and instead just commit to clearing out these side lane structures. You'll trade towers 1 for 1, but it's more important for eStar to actually start getting these side lane turrets open, and the best way for them to do that is not contest this Rift Tower.
So Wei will grab this one for himself, while Jiumeng is going to be able to finish this bottom lane tower, grab himself a bonus minion wave as well. In the meantime though, Fenfen has some free time up in the top side. He's going to be able to grab a tower of his own.
So
hang on. Flash forward from ShiauC. It's going to be a shock blast onto Morgan. But that's a flash used there from the Nautilus. That's basically the only engage, aside from Twisted Fate himself from eStar.
I really thought we'd see WE try and go towards the Rift Herald. The whole reason I gave that spiel about, hey, eStars don't want to contest is because WE, we just saw how good their team fight is. When they are able to get themselves onto the right foot, find these 5v5s, they're super strong. But with Jiumeng on the bottom side, they can't do it.
Wei could be in trouble here. Tempered Fate going to mean everyone can catch up. Morgan's here as well. Wei flashing in the wrong direction, to be quite honest. Now Fenfen suddenly finds himself doomed. There's going to be 2 kills going the way of Teacherma. And I mean, what more can you ask for? Just an easy pick.
I want to see them turn this into a tower in that top lane, though. CJJ is going to try and clear out the wave as quickly as possible, but Missing can just magical journey their way in.
Yeah, this is kind of dangerous for CJJ to stick around here, because they could go for a dive, or they could go for a play in this mid lane either. Rat and ShiauC going to be trying to defend this tier 1. WE still sticking around this top half of the map with no Rift Herald available. Teacherma in a 1v1 with CJJ. Oh, nearly got The Abscond Abduct's back in there. CJJ is about to feel a whole world of hurt because Bard ain't mucking about. There's going to be some angry bongles right there as he's knocked up and will answer with his own life. But you know what? Missing's happy with that.
We'll actually give the kill over to Rat with a nice deadly flourish, but as he said, a little bit of miscommunication on where WE wanted to try and turn that objective or the fight into further objective scores, and weren't able to get the tower. They fumbled around the mid lane, and it means that eStar at least get that turnaround kill, and they're back on the map now. They're able to shove in these waves. They can get control of the side lanes, and with 40 seconds on this Ocean Dragon, that is perfect for eStar.
And look how much the side of eStar are playing around Teacherma right now. What's Sylas' biggest strength during these fights is the ability to basically fully heal himself. We already have 2 Mortal Reminders brought in, or sorry, Executioner's Callings brought in for CJJ for Wei. During these fights, they're going to try and stop Teacherma from healing himself up because look at Teacherma's score right now, 3-0-3 on the Sylas.
And we said the Sylas is a champion, especially with this Fleet Footwork Q-Max build, likes to snowball. He really needs to get going to be an impact in these fights. That's exactly what Teacherma's done, but here comes the picks.
Jiumeng flashing away, but he's kind of slow right now. Temper Fate stopped Fenfen from finishing the kill off. That means Jiumeng gets away with his life. Magical Journey for beishang. And this, we keep on seeing this from WE, just disengaging the fights that eStar are trying to start.
Morgan, though, as I said, Dominus popped. That's now gone. So there's that ultimate. Missine's ultimate is gone. eStar in control of this river, and WE trying to re-engage. They want to get this third dragon for themselves.
WE not wants to give up on a dragon fight. I don't know where that Magical Journey is going. I'm not even sure who took it. It was missing. Just dipped out of the play. It's going to be 1 kill going the way of WE here as they try and finish things off. In goes Teacherma, but he's got himself as Zhonya's to keep himself safe. Heals come on through as Teacherma barely survives. Jiumeng having to heal, but he still gets blasted down. Gold card through the Magical Journey as Fenfen will follow. Curtain call. Teacherma's 1 HP and finished off by Rat. beishang dodges the shot to keep himself safe.
Baron is up though. We're 20 minutes in, and you can already see eStar moving across the map. They want to plunk down Riptail and look to crack open mid lane tier 2. Questioning whether they wanted to go to Baron, but it looks like it's going to be trying to move through this mid lane first.
They are going to try and push this further as well, looking towards an inhib. There are plenty of people here from WE, but they'll at very least get this charge out of the Rift Herald. If they can finish the tower, maybe they can keep going for more. Herald finally falls here. ShiauC's on his way to join the team.
ShiauC's here. eStar, though, need to back. Unfortunately for themselves, can't quite get that inhibitor, but this is a great fight from eStar. Missy, not sure where you're off to, but you enter exit stage right. As you see eStar, they get that dragon, and although you get the pick very quickly onto ShiauC, there's not enough damage in the tank here from WE to try and follow up. Jiumeng is already taking super low from that initial engage. Quick accelerated shock blast to finish them off, and then Rat, it's open season right now. He's completely left on his own. Nice job to pick off Teacherma, even if he couldn't finish off beishang.
That was a very nice little shot from Rat there. 4-0-2 for the rookie as well. And I have to say, even if that was a lot of the advantages that WE had down the pan, it was still a fun fight to watch because Missing just zips off to the next street. He's just not interested in the fight, I guess. I think he maybe was trying to get a Magical Journey just forwards in.
He's like the taxi driver who's like, look, I know a shortcut. Just trust me with this one, guys. And then they just left him on his own. They're like, you know what? I'm not fully convinced by you.
He had the meter running, but he didn't realize that eStar would refuse to pay at the end of the journey. That was the problem. So now it's going to be eStar with an Ocean Drake for themselves. It's eStar with a gold lead, 3,000 in their favor right now. As TJJ has some alone time with this bottom turret. We'll be able to finish that one off. And let's just bear in mind, CJJ, he's starting to get scary when you look at the amount of lethality he's got. If he gets some shock blast before the fight, it's going to be dangerous for WE.
It's also eStar kind of understanding how they want to snowball this game. Like, lethality is such a strong stat at hitting this mid-game, hitting it hard and running away with the game. And when eStar are trying to balance Fenfen, who's picked up a bunch of... Ooh, sorry, R goes wide. But who's very much in a good spot here, trying to play through side lanes.
Ooh, here we go. The play is going to be on. Teacherma jumps into the middle of the skirmish. CJJ is the target, but look at the answer from eStar, turning things around just beautifully. It's going to be 2 for 2 so far as Jiumeng keeps himself safe with the stopwatch, turning around onto Wade. Fenfen flashes forward with the gold card. They don't have the damage because of the exhaust, though. you can block the shots, but nobody's tanky enough to actually block them. Sure, you kept Jiumeng alive, but everyone else got blasted apart.
Get down, Mr. President is not going to work out for WE in that case. You still get the tower from eStar, you still get the team fight, and that gold lead is slowly but surely opening up. And when we talked about WE, who are looking to keep their playoff, well, look, they're already in that playoff spot, but they're trying to push up for seeding, in for playoffs, in for that Worlds qualifier as well. This is just eStar tearing apart.
And I mean, this fight, let's recap what actually happened, because this is very chaotic.
Yeah, you get the arrow that misses. You then have eStars. They do get caught here, but you have a lot of damage that comes out very quickly from CJJ. Great ultimate from ShiauC to knock up multiple members as well. And from that point, Rat is free firing right now. He's got a heap of damage. Fenfen having that Lich Bane as well can tear through the Squisher members in the back line here as they start to move forward. And this combo of setting up... Yeah.
Now Jiumeng is just like Lord Farquaad. He's like, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice that I am willing to make, as he just zips off to the base.
Oh, God. And look, how much damage Jiumeng's able to churn out in that fight. It looked nearly so good. But eStars just still have that range advantage with the curtain calls, the deadly flourishes, and nearly having that rapid fire cannon for Fenfen finished. And once that comes through, I mean, this is going to be kind of difficult for WE to continue going toe-to-toe against eStar. Even though we said WE like these 5v5s, the gold lead is definitely going to help if you have to fight these 5v5s as eStar.
Yeah, just a bit. That 5,000 gold lead going to be helping eStar out. Destiny used here, as they're going to be able to spot the Teacherma on the top side. Has teleport available, though, as Fenfen coming in off of the flank. Morgan with the rest of the squad just about dodges that anchor. Arrow comes through. It's only going to hit on CJJ, though. Now Teacherma will get knocked up, brings it into the rest of his squad as well. Morgan using the Dominus as beishang the target, gets just cut down, and well, Rat wants to make a statement after beishang called him out at the start of this series. He's grabbed himself a triple kill, but Teacherma shuts him down and ruins everything. Jiumeng will get chased out by CJJ. You can get the slow. I don't know if you survived that one. Very close. But CJJ gets it.
Teacherma's on the hunt.
Wait, what?
Though. Teacherma is killing people on the back line, and now he wants to try and finish one more. Teacherma was huge in that fight the entire time.
I feel like we were watching the wrong end of that fight, to be quite honest. I don't care about CJJ. I want to see that triple kill again.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to get a replay here, but Teacherma is pretty damn large at this stage. And when all of this engage tools are used from WE, like the Tempered Fate, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, that's the turnaround button from eStars to try and play these fights at range and make sure that they're not able to get in. The problem is, they don't play this at range. They all go through this nice little magical journey. And now watch how much damage just comes out from Teacherma. He turns on to ShiauC, finishes him off. And then the separation happens where very quickly you get the double kill coming through from Teacherma. Nobody finishes him off. CJJ gets so focused on Jiumeng, he forgets about Teacherma, and that's not what you need to do in that fight.
Teacherma could definitely 1v1 Fenfen, so we know how that story ended. But now eStar grabbed themselves that Drake that everyone was fighting for in the first place. Arrow onto CJJ here. The stun to follow it up as Jayce doesn't get to move. It's going to be a redemption across both squads as well. And WE, they found the fight that they were looking for. Wei trying to get himself out of this skirmish as Morgan barely surviving. But they've got the CC, they've got the damage. And WE have got the power of friendship to support them through these battles.
And that was a magical fight for WE. They get the picks, they find that Enchanted Crystal Arrow engage. Fantastic follow from Missy, and it will net them to the power.
Who needs a gold lead, says WE. The power of... They're like the Beatles. They're like the Beatles of the LPL. They get by with a little help from their friends, and they're going to be rewarded with the big purple worm off the back of all of that, Dagda.
And just, again, as we start to praise eStar, right as we're like, maybe they can do it, the fight's just not going their way. Enchanted Crystal Arrow straight up to CJJ. This Cosmic Binding as well just means that look at Jiumeng this entire time. He is free hitting, missing, doing a great job of repositioning with the flash forward here to get the stun onto Fenfen. And it's just so well orchestrated from WE.
And, you know, Morgan's there like, oh, Royal Rumble? That's my favorite. I've been training for this. Just jumps in as the Croc, swinging around and killing everybody. Beautifully done by WE here. And this is why I love WE. This is why I always talk about WE, because they're so much fun to watch. You can never quite count them out. And whether they're ahead or behind, they are going to fight you.
And look at all the standing doses on the map for WE right now. Because they're even. Oh, hang on.
Oh no, beishang gets hooked in there. The knockups are going to follow up as well, as he'll go down. First casualty of the fight. Fenfen went through the magical journey. I don't think he wanted to. Now ShiauC will be answered for, and Morgan, he's not done wrestling just yet. CJJ stunned up, and this might just be another fight coming on through. Teacherma pretending to be a sniper, and he's cut down there by the wildcards of Fenfen. Now the real sniper enters the fray, looking for missing one more shot. The fourth one coming in. Just goes wide, but Fenfen's there to pick it up.
He's got the rapid fire cannon. He'll be able to get that last kill, and big overstep from beishang. They do get the tower, but that's 3 of those barons now gone, and right as we think WE can bring it back, eStar slammed down the book.
I just love that these fights are close. That's all I care about right now. Let's take another look, because beishang just gets hooked to start it all.
Great engage from ShiauC, though, to realize, look, we can turn this around. You get Fenfen coming in to try and make this pick happen. Decides he's going to get out of there fairly rapidly, but still, there's so much damage being churned out from WE. Even this missing, getting a great stun onto Wei at the bottom of that fight, but you just don't have that turnaround damage. You just don't quite have enough in the tank. And then Rat, he shows you how to actually try and finish off a few of these snipes as Fenfen runs down with the rapid fire.
And missing once again is like, get down, Mr. Jiumeng, I'll protect you, blocking the shots. Oh, it's beautiful. 18-19. What a game we've got on our hands. And this is exactly what we expected, right? eStar against WE. Both these teams love to brawl, and that's exactly what we're witnessing.
We'd called it was going to be a bloodbath. I didn't quite expect this much, though. At 30 minutes into the game, we're already looking at near 20 kills for both of these teams, but ShiauC looking for maybe trying to get on towards missing or Jiumeng, but they will back away. A minute and a half now until this next dragon. And especially when you're looking down the barrel of a third dragon apiece for both these squads, we're going to get more fighting.
That is a weird gold graph between our AD carries here. As Morgan will just pull himself to safety there. He's one of the Baron buffs remaining, but only for another couple of seconds. As Jiumeng, you'll see his Baron buff just drop off now. And that means that we're going to reset back to a neutral state here. The gold lead has all but diminished as well between the two teams. You can see both on 56,000 and just about a half there for either side. So now WE are the ones set up.
And WE are getting a good job of getting a lot of vision control in here. So when we talk about, hey, look, you can try and make picks with Jiumeng, I think the best way to try and do that is through this vision denial. They have to be careful, though, of eStar just all collapsing if they try and make that.
So one thing I do want to mention before this dragon fight kicks off here is we've been talking about how far ahead Rat was this entire game, and we saw it in that gold chart. He has 3 items for himself, but on the other side of the board, Jiumeng now on 4 items. So this Ashe is going to be hitting hard. You can no longer underestimate the damage out of WE AD carry.
His ability to even just get those 1 or 2 quick shots at the start of the fight, get a bit of that poke damage in alongside CJJ, can be pretty game-changing. Again, though, we need to see a little bit more from eStars. They want to be the ones getting these side lanes in control, forcing WE to deal with those lanes.
Speaking of forcing, Destiny comes out here. Fenfen wants to get himself a pick, but looks like it's just going to time out. Not willing to commit to the teleport there into the play. And that means that now Curtain Call going to be used as well, but Tempered Fate going to ruin that one. Nicely done there by missing as they're just looking for the dragon, but it's taken by eStar at what cost as Wei. Slides out of the fight, but he goes down anyway. ShiauC tanking up decently, but WE, once again, you cannot fight them at dragon. This is their comfort zone. This is their arena, and they grab 2 kills.
And every time, eStar are just getting caught out in these 5v5s. Not able to use the Destiny correctly, not able to get the poke down from CJJ or Rat. And WE will always find an opportunity to use these Trundle pillars, get these slows, and just buy time till they can get Morgan and Teacherma into these fights.
But that's the big question now is, what have they actually bought with those 2 kills? Because they actually lost the dragon. Sure, they got a couple of kills, but they aren't going to find any towers off the back of this one. And now eStar are on soul point.
So as you said, dragon goes across, and eStar, they're just running for the hills the second that happens. Wei goes down at the start. Teacherma, oh, I'm not sure what happened there at the top, but either way, WE, they win the fight. So we're at an even goal. And as you said, look, now you're looking down 3 Oceans Dragons for eStar, looking for a 4th, with a little bit of wiggle room because they can technically get one over towards WE. eStar could look to now play through these side lanes properly. And that's what they're trying to do right now. Fenfen and CJJ both have a teleport. They can both join in towards this Baron. And WE haven't shoved in this mid lane enough to get control over that river area and guarantee they can threaten that Baron objective.
So now we reset once more. 3.5 minutes until the next Drake. WE, we talked about how much they love to fight around dragons. Baron kind of falls into that category as well. It's still a pit. Renekton's still going to have a great old time. Morgan now has a GA as well, so he's more than happy to get in these brawls. But you mentioned earlier, Dagda, how Teacherma was going to be falling off later on with the fleet footwork. We could be heading towards that point here. Curtain call. Going to be denied once again by missing as ShiauC on the front line. We'll be able to keep himself tanky. Actually, no, he won't. He's gone down. CJJ is an absolute arrow magnet as he's stunned once again and taken down once again. Look at Morgan go onto everybody in the team. They don't care about the Baron. Forget the pit. We're just fighting in the lane right now. Way goes down. It's a triple kill coming through for Jiumeng. He wants to prove himself as the superior AD carry. Rat can't get away with his life because Teacherma is here to cut him down. Double kill comes through, but still the kills for WE.
And now Jiumeng is powering through this mid lane. They can look to crack open the base of eStar. And once again, these team fights, the pick potential with Jiumeng, with missing, comes by WE, and they capitalize.
They might just be able to end the game here. Still 20 seconds on the death time as we're at 35 minutes into the game. And that means WE can charge on in. They've still got their AD carry. As ShiauC looks to play distraction, looks to hold on because CJJ's nearly back onto the map. Lethal tempo though onto the tower. Jiumeng can burn this one down quick. CJJ is going to make a miracle happen. I don't think he's going to be able to do it because Jiumeng firing onto the Nexus. WE win a shaky game 1.